Hey y'all, it's India, Miss Butterfly 112, and today we are going to make some gluten-free banana bread. I'm going to be using some oat flour. This is actually some sprouted rolled oats, some gluten-free sprouted rolled oats that I turned into some flour. Okay, before we start our banana bread, we're going to melt some butter. We're going to mash the bananas while the butter is cooling. Let the bananas mash. We're going to add in our eggs. Okay, we're going to add a half a cup of some maple syrup. This is going to be our sweetener today. We're going to add in some vanilla. I'm going to use some vanilla I made. About a teaspoon, but I'm not measuring this. About that much. Give it a mix. Okay, give it a good mix. Now we're going to add in the melted butter that has cooled. Okay, to our dry ingredients, add a half a teaspoon of some salt. Get the clumps out. So that's a teaspoon of baking soda. Teaspoon of some aluminum-free baking powder. This is the one I made. If you haven't watched the video, please go watch that video. So a teaspoon of that. Okay, after mixing the dry ingredients, we're going to add it to the wet. We're going to give this a good mix. Some of the flour already started to fly out of the bowl. You're going to preheat your oven to 350. Now, depending on this is what the batter looks like. Depending on what you're using to bake your banana bread in will determine whether you need anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes. It could be longer. I was going to use a metal pan, but today I'm going to use this silicone pan I got from Aldi's. We're going to spray it with some non-cooking spray. This is my Aldi's pan. This is a pan, I believe this is probably from the Dollar Tree, just to show you the size comparison. The silicone pan is a little bigger than the metal, but use whatever you have. If you do have leftover batter, just make some cupcakes with it. Okay, we're gonna spray our pan. I'm gonna use some butter, non-cooking spray. We're gonna add our batter into our pan here. We're gonna smooth it out. We're gonna add a pan underneath just in case into the oven. We're going to check on our banana bread. It's been in there for like 50 minutes. You're gonna take a toothpick, stick it right in the middle. Let's see if this can focus. A little wet inside, so I'm gonna put it in for another 5 minutes. I am gonna rotate the pan before putting it in there. To cool my banana bread, I like to just use my air fryer basket. I don't have a cooling rack. I probably should invest in one. I bake a lot. I bake every week, sometimes several times a week. So, but quick little behind the scenes. I just threw a piece of parchment paper on top so it doesn't burn. You can use foil. I cannot. I have a sensitivity. So now we're just going to remove the banana bread. Should pop right out. And we're going to let it cool. This is very hot. Look how beautiful. Now we're going to just let it cool. The banana bread is still a little bit warm, but my husband is home for lunch. So, but do let it completely completely cool down before cutting into it. So don't do like me. But here is the final. Once bread is cool, what I like to do is wrap it in some paper towel. This is the same paper that it was baking on. I use that as well. Nothing goes to waste. Slide it into a Ziploc bag. And put it in the refrigerator. I hope you try this recipe. Just so you know, it is not overly sweet, but you can add more maple syrup if you want, but we like it like this. It also depends on how sweet your bananas was as well, but it was good to us. And half of the bread is already gone.